He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's going to be out. Jordan Rice takes out Trey Clifton. Right. Right back to Jackie. On the ball. Flips it over to first and still gets Alex Harden.
Cross, get out, ball later.
Caught and run from Jordan Rice. Back Morgan Branich takes it.
In play, that's a fair ball to Jake. What a play from Jake Oliver.
And that is destroyed! Tie game! 60. Going, caught and robbed from Sam Thomas. He'll throw over to first and double him up.
That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Justice already took advantage of that. What a play over at third.
He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's going to be out. Jordan Rice takes out Trey Clifton. Right. Right back to Jackie. On the ball. Flips it over to first and still gets Alex Harden.
Cross, get out, ball later. Two.
And he might have just missed it. Caught and run from Jordan Rice. And that's a shot. Zach Hall, what a play!
Oh, a moonshot. Oh, he robbed it. What a catch. What a catch.
Bears coming home. What a play! What a play! The double play from Jerry Langston. And that ball is out of here. Walk-off home run, Jake Oliver. He's advancing home. I don't know if I like it. Oh! He got him. Oh my God! He crossed the plate before he was there. Going, caught and robbed from Sam Thomas. He'll throw over to first and double him up.
That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Oh! Philip Rosenbach has walked off the season. No!
Cross, get out, ball later.
And that ball is out of here. Walk-off home run, Jake Oliver. That ball's in play. Goes back, keeper can. Thomas Playhouse makes the grab. He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's going to be out. I like it. That ball is absolutely tattooed. And what a roll! What a roll from Keaton McKay.
Flared up. What a play for Peter McNeil!
Into the second half of the season we go, and into the home stretch for quite a few teams battling for a playoff spot. 8-7 versus 7-8. We've got a good one today between the Central Cyclones and the Atlantic Aces. I'm Trevor Butler. That's Neil Pape. It's a pleasure to be with you here on this Monday afternoon. Neil, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well, Trevor. Excited for this match. I think these are teams on two opposite trajectories overall. The Cyclones, after finishing 8th last year in the AWA season, now on a bit of an uptrend fighting for that middle of the pack spot. Meanwhile, the Aces, after their win in 2024, I believe, have struggled a little bit more last season, going out early in the playoffs, and this season being more toward the middle of the pack. So, be interesting to see how this match turns out.
And it was a surprising exit for the Aces last year. They spent much of the season toward the top of the standings, but knocked out early in kind of a shocker. Of course, it was the 7-seed Enforcers going all the way in a Cinderella run. Well, while we've got you here, let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the visiting Atlantic Aces.
Aaron Schofield, Washington State University.
Moses Valadez, go Wave.
Morgan Granich, Northwest Guatemalan High School.
Dylan Carroll, Little Man, Big Dreams.
Jace Pratt, Jackson High School.
And for the home team here in Game 1, the Central Cyclones.
Jackson Carr, I'm Ham.
Zane Phillips, Malik Terrace High School.
Max Melendez, Blazers.
Eddie Brown, St. Pius 10th School Elementary.
David Gibbons, Western Oregon University.
Salou Fati, Washington.
So the Cyclones come into this one a little bit short-handed today. Zane Phillips and Eddie Brown are here and ready to go, but they are the only two full-time Cyclones able to be with us today. Stephen Wilson and Greg Nissen will be filling in for a Cyclones team that has quite a bit of talent, has quite a bit of pop. So having Zane Phillips and Eddie Brown, those are two guys that you are certainly glad to have on hand today. The Aces at full strength with 5 guys. They'll have a DH today. That is Jace Pratt. And it's another opportunity to see Moses Valdez on the hill, one of the best arms in the league. What are you looking for out of him today?
For Morgan Granich, I think I want a lot of consistency. I think this Aces team has struggled on both sides of the mound, or of home plate, to find consistency. With Granich, I want some solid pitching. This Cyclones team, especially Zane Phillips, can be very scary on the plate. So, yeah, I think consistency is the big thing I'm looking for.
And for the Cyclones, it's a tight turnaround. They, of course, capped off Week 5 on Wednesday of last week, so not a lot of time in between series. They bookend last week. They open up this week. It's a big spot for them. Apologies there, but we're back. Yeah, it's a big opportunity for a Cyclones team that is coming off, like we said, a tight turnaround. They just bookended last week. They did drop 2 of 3 to Jack Blahouse's Nighthawks, and it's a big chance to bounce back, get back on track, get back to winning ways. They did salvage that third and final game. So we'll see if that corrects some of the momentum coming into Week 6.
Yeah, I think one thing I want to be looking at, though, with this Cyclones roster as it is today is who their second pitcher is going to be. Because I think we saw in Game 2 last week that they really struggled when, in Game 2, they had their second pitcher, Max Melendez, go up against Drew Gradwell of the Nighthawks. And without any of their other players, other than Zane Phillips, I think it's going to be very difficult for the Cyclones to be able to get a sweep in this series, because Zane Phillips isn't really known to be a pitcher, while Eddie Brown, of course, is. So I expect in the 2 games that they do have Eddie Brown in, there will be more competitive series where I would even say they're slightly favored going with current standings, but in that 3rd game, I really wonder what's going to happen.
And it will be interesting, of course, last week. The thing we saw was they went away from Eddie Brown in Game 2. They kind of kept him in the pocket for Game 3. It actually worked out fairly well. Of course, they only dropped the first game 1-0, and in the 3rd game, they end up winning. So that strategy of saving Brown for that 3rd and final game worked out for them. We'll see if they go to that here. But as we get things going, the home team, the Atlantic Aces, get ready to go to work. It's Zane Phillips leading off as he grounds the first pitch over toward 3rd. Schofield up and firing, and an easy first out gets us going here on a Monday afternoon.
Yeah, and getting a first out on Zane Phillips is really crucial for this Aces team. He's definitely the most scary player, almost one of the most scary in the league at the plate, but especially in this game.
As Eddie Brown swings on the first pitch, pushes it to right field, and it's caught. Looked good off the bat, but Dylan Carroll sits out underneath it.
I believe actually that's a home run. I think
Oh, are they going to call it a homer? They are going to call it a homer. It was up off the tree. My apologies there.
Always a little difficult when we have the trees in play of determining exactly what counts as in and what is out, but I do think we will score that as the first run to the Central Cyclones.
So a quick start here for the Cyclones. Eddie Brown creating his own offense as Steven Wilson steps in and takes his strike. Of course, a replacement player today for the Cyclones. That misses low for ball one. Wilson in his AWA debut here. Takes up an in ball two. 2-1 on the way from Valdez. Is cut on and missed at 58. Quickly, he'll need to defend here in a 2-2 count. Big chance here for Steven Wilson. Grounds one back up the middle. Couple hops to Valdez. Underhand throw in time. Carroll has to change levels, but he gets it done, and it's 2 down.
Yeah, and the Aces really able to capitalize on the plays that they are able to make in this inning so far. The only run coming in from a single home run. Able to convert with ground balls, though.
First pitch misses up and out to this in there. Now a 2-0. Upstairs, ball 3. So Nissen quickly looking to work himself aboard, takes a get me across strike at 54. Of course, always taking 3-0. 3-1 hitters count, misses up and out. It's a 5-pitch walk. And Nissen is aboard.
Zane Phillips is now going to come back in. Like I was saying earlier, one of those scary players was tagged out at first on his first at-bat. We'll see what he's able to come up at his second.
Only saw one pitch in that first at-bat. He'll see more than that here as he takes ball 1. Shoots one the other way. It's going to be a challenging play. Tag applied by Carroll. Heads up over at first. Come up and apply the tag. So that'll end the inning. But a run across for the Central Cyclones off the bat of Eddie Brown, creating his own offense as he gets ready to take over on the hill. So look at the lineup for the Aces. Aaron Schofield will lead us off and play third. Moses Valdez bats second. Of course, he's on the hill. Jace Pratt will hit third and play second. And Dylan Carroll rounds out the order. He'll be over on first. Schofield leading off, swinging at a 370 clip on the year. 6 homers in 65 plate appearances. And Eddie Brown, of course, back on the hill. Sports a 2.09 ERA, a whip of 1.902. Not too shabby. He's allowed 6 homers in 27 1/3 innings for Eddie Brown, who goes back to towing the rubber here in the first game of this 3-game series. He'll pitch with a lead, 1-0 Cyclones here in the bottom of the first after Brown clubbed a 1-out homer up into the trees. First pitch to Schofield. Inside, and that's how we get things going in the bottom of the frame. Brown's 1-0, catches that high outside corner. Brown going with the pink cleats, purple socks. As that drops in the dirt just in front of home. Pink cleats with what look like white accents as that just catches the top of the zone. And runs the count to 2-2. The rock and deal. Up and outside. Count goes full to leadoff man Schofield. Payoff pitch, cut on and missed at 47. Got him to wave at it, strike three swinging, and that's how we get things going in the bottom of this first. 6-pitch battle goes the way of the man on the hill, Eddie Brown. So it makes way for Moses Valdez, batting in the 2-hole today. Swinging a 179 stick on the year, 2 homers in 56 plate appearances. Just about the halfway point of this season. First pitch to Valdez, up and outside for ball 1. On what is a fantastic afternoon for wiffle ball. 1-0, cut on and missed at 58. Some sparse clouds up in left field, but nothing too bad. No wind on that flag out in right field. Just a great day. This one grounded left side. Couple hops for Phillips as he fires over to first, and there's quickly a second out here. Routine play for Zane Phillips over there at the hot corner. As it makes way for Jace Pratt, batting third, playing second. Swings at a 275 clip on the air. Pair of homers for him in 59 plate appearances. As he takes strike 1 here at 52. Brown trying to settle into a groove here as he fires in a second strike. Where he takes the mound looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Kicks and deals. You bet. 59 on the high inside corner. Dropped it in for a backwards K looking, and 1-2-3 go the Aces. So we head to the second. 1-0 Cyclones, your score. So the busiest man of the ball game will lead us off here in the second. Brown swings to the first pitch, and it was off that root there. Third base umpire Jack Blayhouse will call Brown back, says not in play. That's the challenge you face with, the fun dimensions we get here. Is you've got that root in play down the third base line. That'll miss low and outside. Count runs even. It's 1-1. Brown leading off the second, jumping ahead here. 1 for 1 in the day with the homer. As he pushes this one toward right center field, it's off the base of the tree. And Brown will hold up at first. It was roped out toward right center field. Hit very well, but not enough air underneath it. Goes off the base of the tree, and he'll slam on the brakes with a leadoff single. So it'll be Steven Wilson stepping in here. Takes ball 1 up and outside. So that'll drop in at 57 for a strike. Valdez trying to work after the first inning homer, but behind in the count, 2-1 here. That misses inside, a 3-1 hitter's count. Wilson 0 for 1 in the day, 0 for 1 in the career. As he takes a walk here, 5 pitches, and he's aboard. For the other newcomer, Greg Nissen, who now has a chance to extend this 1-0 lead for the Central Cyclones.
Yeah, I think anything Greg Nissen can get here will be a huge advantage for the Cyclones. Even just a walk to get on base is going to set up Zane Phillips for a grand slam. And, he's really one to hit home runs when it is needed in pivotal moments. Often puts the offense of the Cyclones team on his back, as first ball is going to fly high for ball 1.
Nissen already with 1 free pass today as he takes ball 2 inside. Rocking the Detroit Tigers hat. I thought it was a 2024 All-Star Game hat for a little while with the lines on the cap like they had out in Texas. But he's ahead 3-0 here, and he'll take a 4-pitch walk to load him up for Zane Phillips. Maybe the scariest sentence in all of AWA. Bases loaded, Zane Phillips.
And even just with a single from Phillips, we see Eddie Brown on third base has seemed to run pretty aggressively, even in that one play where he hits the root. Definitely Gonna look for another run to come in here. So that'll actually be 63. It'll be a no pitch.
So the first pitch speed check, and he'll take that one off the front elbow. That's pushed foul up onto the roof of the patio. And the count is square, 1 ball, 1 strike. Moses Valdez on the hill trying to get out of a jam here as that misses inside. Humming in there at 62. This one pulled, just foul. Whew.
Just a couple feet to the right there would have brought him all home.
Rocket out to left field. Now the 2-2. Up and in, ball 3. Count loaded, nowhere to put Phillips. The payoff pitch. Misses down low, ball 4, and it brings a run home. Brown will come in to score on the no-out walk. Still nobody away here in the top of the second. And even more of an opportunity for the Cyclones to build on what is now a 2-0 lead.
I think going back to what I was talking about before this game started, Moses Valdez and his consistency, I feel like I haven't quite seen that yet. Even with some of the balls that he's been throwing, it's been above that speed limit. So even if he were to be connecting a couple more strikes here, might still struggle to get some outs. Still with bases loaded, none down. Be 61 like I was saying.
Valdez trying to tiptoe that line up at the higher end of the velo scale, but struggling thus far. This time Brown takes a healthy cut but can't connect. It's 1-1. This one up and in. 23 balls, only 13 strikes across for Moses Valdez as this one's pushed foul up and out of play. So 2 strikes on the hitter for the second at bat in a row for Moses Valdez. This time, though, he gets Brown to hack at it, a swinging strikeout for the first of the inning. Finally, an out for Moses Valdez. Needs a couple more of those to get out of this jam, and if he can get out of this with only 1 run across, you're certainly within punching distance if you're the Aces. First pitch into Wilson in at 57, taken for strike 1. This one pushed foul up onto the roof of the house. Out of play at 56, and he falls behind 0-2. Saved by the speed check. It was 62 there. So Wilson stays alive. Valdez looking for a second out. Side ball 1. Steven Wilson gets one back. Now the 1-2. Ground ball left side, foul. So again, battling is Wilson. Already 42 pitches through an inning and a third for Moses Valdez. Of course, not necessarily all that taxing on the arm as compared to playing with the hard ball. 1-2. So 1-2 count here to Wilson. Up and out, ball 2, just missed. He was looking for the high outside corner, couldn't quite locate. 2-2 once more. Punched foul out of play. Shaping up to be a good battle here. 2-2 again. Inside ball 3. Steven Wilson working all the way back as he taps it foul again. Refusing to go down. Payoff pitch. In at 59, and Valdez wins the chess match with a looking strikeout.
I think really a pivotal out there. If Valdez would have allowed another run to come in through a walk, I feel like that would have been very detrimental to, especially the mental of the pitcher there, going up 0-2 initially and somewhat struggling to get that third strike until that final pitch.
And now he'll have a chance to get out of this inning and really limit the damage to only 1 run. First pitch on the way to Nissen misses high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, tapped foul. He reached for it. It was maybe a little outside, but the 1-1. Cut on and missed, strike 2. Valdez a strike away from getting out of it. And he does just that at 59. 3 straight outs to get out of a jam in the second. Moses Valdez keeps it a 2-0 ball game as we head to the last of the second. So back to work here for Eddie Brown. It took him only 13 pitches to retire the front three aces, and now Dylan Carroll will step in for the first time today and take a ball to open up this at-bat. Brown, 5 balls, 8 strikes in the first inning, as that is a huge hack from Carroll. You could hear that one from up here. 1-1 pitch, just missed inside. Whole lot of break on that one. Started in the right-handed batter's box and ended up just missing inside. 2-1, same spot, just a fraction off. So hitters count here to Dylan Carroll. 3-1. Misses low, ball 4, and after 5 pitches, Eddie Brown deals his first base runner of the day with a leadoff walk. So back to Aaron Schofield now after what is only the 7th walk of the year for Dylan Carroll. But with a runner on, the tying run comes to the plate now. Schofield takes the ball off the base. 1-0 here from Brown. Swung on and missed at 58. 1-1 here. Just missing high, ball 2. Big spot here for Schofield as he pops this one up toward Brown, who steps off the mound, looks Carroll back to first, and picks up the first out of the inning. Carroll wisely holding up at first. It was a nice play by Brown to make the play and immediately look over toward him, as Moses Valdez steps in and takes a ball. Valdez grounded out his first time. Ahead 2-0 here, looking to build on a leadoff walk to Carroll, who sits on first. Brown's 2-0 just missed, and it's 3. So can Moses Valdez move the runner along? Takes a strike here. A nice get me across right at 60. 3-1 hitters count. Just missed low, ball 4, and all of a sudden, here come the Aces, a couple on with only 1 gone for Jace Pratt.
The Aces, we can't forget, in their era where they were really dominant, it was strong largely due to their hitting. This team has a lot of hitters on it. Got to be scared of all of them, especially in this position.
It's all about pitch selection, selectivity, as the check swing did not go. Takes ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, as that'll miss outside as well. And the Aces this inning especially being extra selective. That's a big cut at 57, in for a strike. And that's what's going to win you ball games. You take pitches, work the count. That'll miss outside. It's 3-1. All of a sudden, Pratt looking to get aboard. He punches one back up the middle. Stepping on second over to first. A fantastic play by the rookie Steven Wilson. A laser back up the middle. He came up scrambling and spins a double play to get the Cyclones out of it. We go to the 3rd. 2-0 your score.
Aaron's up next inning. Okay.
So we go to the third after the fantastic play from Steven Wilson. And the first pitch to Zane Phillips is in for a ball. Phillips looking for his first base knock of the afternoon as he waves at 60. Pair of ground outs and a walk. As that'll be a no pitch at 63. Valdez really dialing it up here. So big spot here after the ball 2. Valdez looking to keep this lead at 2, check swing, but he did go around, but it was at 61, so it'll go down as no pitch. So you have it. We have it 2-1.
I don't know
It's all good.
what the direction is.
It's all good. 2-1, healthy Hack at 59. We run square.
That one would be a bit easier to signal. 2-2.
This one pushed left side out into the corner and down for a hit. Phillips takes a look at second, but takes a walk back to first. A leadoff single for Zane Phillips, his first hit of the afternoon. And now Eddie Brown's got a chance to build on his own lead.
And it was a strong hit, just a little too low to get over the barrier of Club 65. I think what concerns me a little bit is aces seem a little bit scattered in the outfield. Aaron Schofield and Jace Pratt both initially going toward it, and then Moses Valdez actually covering second.
First pitch to Brown, out to center field, it's 2. Eddie Brown leaves the yard and makes it a 4-0 ball game. How about that?
Eddie Brown really coming up big in this game. A large amount of success on the mound. Also able to get 2 home runs across on the offensive side. Brings in most of their runs, 3 of them total in this game. Gonna put the Cyclones up 4 runs going into this third inning. Ace is gonna really need a change of momentum to come back.
It looks like they're gonna move away from Valdez and go to Jace Pratt. So still nobody down in this third inning. As Jace Pratt is going to warm it up and take over on the bump. Valdez will move over to second. Pratt typically that second starter for the Aces. 14 innings pitched on the year, a 4.71 ERA, and a whip of 5, 20 strikeouts to 24 hits allowed. He's faced 120 batters on the year, only allowed 4 homers. And he'll be tasked with trying to keep this game at a 4-0 scoreline. Of course, being the third inning, both teams can score however much they possibly can. No score limit on here. Right now, 4-0 is already a tall task with Eddie Brown on the hill for the Cyclones. So it'll be Steven Wilson, who's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a free pass. But he's come up big defensively, had that inning-ending double play in the second. Looked like a seasoned veteran. First pitch he sees here. In at 56 for a ball. And that's how Jace Pratt's afternoon opens up. 1-0 popped up, out of play into the trees. Settles down in the shrubbery just to the right of us in the broadcast booth. 1-1 here. Thought about it, holds off. Had to really slam on the brakes, did Wilson. Now the 2-1. Ephus sailing in at 49, looking like Zach Greinke up there on the hill. As Pratt looks to pick up the first out. That'll run inside, he'll wear it. Welcome to AWA. Here's your introduction to the league, the payoff pitch. Tapped foul, just got a piece of it. So he just catches a piece of it and stays alive. So we'll try this again here in a 3-2 count. And it misses upstairs. A second walk to the debutant, Steven Wilson.
I think showing a little bit of the rookie nature there, not fully understanding the rules of the AWA yet, but is able to get aboard with the walk. Chase Pratt really going very different than Moses Valdez. Much slower pitches. We've seen a lot in that 50-mile-an-hour range. While Moses was kind of riding the 60-mile-an-hour. That one will come in at 53 for a strike.
Trying to be a little more technical, as that just barely catches about the least amount of zone it possibly can. Nothing in 2. Just missed. Slowing it down a little, trying to kind of throw off the timing of these Cyclones hitters as Nissen swung on it, but it was 63. So stays alive here in the 1-2 count. Bottom of the order with Phillips on deck. Still nobody out in this 3rd inning. And already a pair of runs across. 4-0 Cyclones your score here in game 1. Eddie Brown with 3 stakes, while also spinning a couple of shutout frames on the hill. He's been fantastic here in this first game. He scored in the first, handful of walks, played another in the second, and a 2-run homer, the second of the day from Brown. Brought us to where we are now at 4-0. 1-2, cut on and missed, and Nissen goes down swinging for the first out.
Yeah, Eddie Brown so far this year, I think, has really been a standout player. I believe this is his rookie year. I think probably leader for Rookie of the Year so far. Still quite a bit of season left to play, though.
Zane Phillips free swinging to open things up, but he can't connect at 56. That just missed, really sailed in there. A little bit of a breeze picking up now. Blowing out toward right field. This one's pulled left side past the stretched hand of Schofield. Wilson goes to 3rd, it gets by. Heads up base running from Phillips will move him to 2nd with a 1-out double. And it's 2 in scoring position, 2 ducks on the pond for Eddie Brown once again. And now he's got a shot 3 for 4 on the day to really blow things open.
I think good play from Wilson going for that 3rd base. Allows Zane to get 2.
First pitch to Brown up and in at 48. 2 homers and a single for the righty, who punches this one foul. Interestingly enough, today he has hit his first 2 career homers, as he tags that one out of play the other way. Stays alive. So working a 1-2 count here, swinging aggressively. Whoa, tripped on my words there. 1-2 from Pratt. Push back up the middle. Schofield is there. He'll make the throw to 1st, but they get nothing more. A quick 2nd out, but another RBI off the bat of Eddie Brown. Scores Wilson.
Yeah, Schofield there choosing to throw to first place to get Brown out allows Wilson to come in to score that 5th run. Be a top foul at 56 for Wilson.
Wilson pushes this one left side. Schofield up firing, throws to 1st. And our on-field umpire says safe is the call, so Steven Wilson tabs this first career hit and first career RBI here.
I think once again, another choice from Aaron. Even though Zane was right in front of him, throws to 1st instead of trying to go for that lead runner. Allows another run to come in.
So makes way for Greg Nissen again with a runner on 1st. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for the other first game AWA debut. That'll miss outside. Nissen runs ahead 2-1, looking for a 3rd free pass here. It's not every day you see 2 guys making their AWA debuts for the same team in the same exact game. So that's a pretty cool opportunity for these 2. Pratt behind in the count, 2-1. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd, and what is suddenly a 6-0 ball game. As that's pushed back up the middle, and this one is gonna just sneak by on Valdez. He went for the underhand beanball flip, but he couldn't quite make the play. And there's the first career hit for Greg Nissen. So back-to-back singles here with 2 outs. Makes way for Zane Phillips. Swings on the first pitch, pops it up, in comes Pratt, and he makes the play. Last ups on the way for the Atlantic Aces, who suddenly trail 6-0. have a lot of work to do if they want to open up this series with a victory. We head to the last of the third. So it'll be 4-1-2 here at the bottom of this third. Dylan Carroll to lead us off, and he takes ball 1 to open things up. Aces chasing 6 runs to extend this ball game 7 if they want to walk it off. Cyclones 6 runs on 7 hits. They've left 6 runners aboard. As Carroll's ahead 3-0. Aces have only stranded 1 runner in this ball game. That'll miss high, ball 4, and a leadoff walk to Dylan Carroll. It's his second of the day. Lineup card flips for Aaron Schofield. 6 homers on the year for Schofield, hitting .357 in 56 at-bats. 20 hits, 22 runs, 11 free passes. And we'll see if he can prolong this rally. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Schofield with the wide staggered stance, swings at the first pitch in at 59. It looks like he's gonna call for a check here. Field umpire takes a step out and just threw Eddie Brown out of the game. Wow. Aaron Schofield saw something he didn't like.
Okay, so OO again or what? We're good?
And it looks like they've deferred and they'll allow Brown to stay in the game. He had some sort of substance that he was putting on that left arm. But it looks like they've just told him to wash it off.
I think that would go to explain his pitching performance so far in this game.
So we'll reset the count and Schofield will take a ball. Now the 1-0. This is just outside. Was it? Who was it? There was somebody back in 2021 when they started doing the umpire checks in Major League Baseball as Schofield takes inside 3-0, who was playing against the Phillies. I believe someone playing for the A's. Speed check here. And Phillies manager Joe Girardi kept requesting sticky stuff checks, and it got to the point where whoever it was, as Schofield takes ball 4. There's 2 on, back-to-back walks from Eddie Brown. Whoever it was went to the umpires, took off his belt, dropped his pants on the field in protest of all these sticky stuff checks. I believe he got thrown out of the game. Maybe, I'm forgetting who it was. Maybe Sergio Romo. But whenever you see those sticky stuff checks, that's what my mind always goes back to. As Valdez takes the ball inside, Brown had to wash off whatever was on his arm, and now struggling for command here a little bit as that misses inside again. Ball 2. Aces need 6 runs to tie this game. Still nothing across. Zad finds the zone, but it's at 62, a speed check, and Brown's all smiles up on the hill. That'll miss outside 3-0. 1 ball away from loading things up for Jace Pratt. And suddenly you find yourself in a spot where a couple big swings could really change this game, as that's ball 4 low and outside. 3 straight walks to open up this third, and it's bases loaded, nobody out for Jace Pratt, with an opportunity to really take a chunk out of this 6-0 lead.
It almost feels like Brown has started to adapt his pitching toward what the pitchers on the Aces were doing, either throwing strikes above the speed limit or balls that are lower on the velocity. That one will actually be a ball at 60 on the outside.
He's got to figure out a way to regain some of that command. Is this one just missing inside? Most of these he's missing close. Just a bit off the mark. Is this one in at 57 for a strike? And we'll see if that kind of rebuilds some of the confidence. Misses low. 3-1 hitters count to Pratt. Now the rockin' fire. Swung on at 48. Really slowed him down right there to move the count full. Payoff pitch from Eddie Brown. Punched the other way and off the wall. One run's gonna score. Schofield holds up at third. Miscommunication on the base paths. Brown chasing down Valdez. He'll apply the tag, but Schofield comes home to score. Little bit of miscommunication there. So Valdez is retired as he went to third. But Schofield comes home. A pair of runs scoring on a single off the wall by Jace Pratt.
I thought for a second there that ball had a chance of going over the wall, but just stays in, but still brings 2 runs in, only having to sacrifice Moses Valdez there at second, who goes for a little bit too aggressive base running, tries to go to third. It's caught out and be tapped off for actually a speed check at 61.
And you're right, I thought it had a chance to get out too. It looked like it might have just had enough air underneath it to sneak out as that misses upstairs to Dylan Carroll, but off about the middle of the wall. Pratt holds up, but bit of a hectic play right there. And yeah, if I'm the Aces, I'm certainly trading 2 runs for an out. Of course, in a perfect world, you avoid giving up that out anyway, but if you're gonna have to give one up, doing it in a spot where you can at least play a couple is fantastic. As the 2-1 finds the zone, it's 2-2.
I mean, we mentioned productive outs, and that's perhaps one of the most productive that you could get.
Carroll taps it foul, stays alive, and that was the first hit allowed by Eddie Brown in this first game, who's up to 55 pitches. That misses high and loads the count up 3-2. Didn't want to say anything, you know the rule, you never ever mention a no-hitter. But he was getting close, and that comes on the heels of a Drew Gradwell perfect game against the Cyclones last week, which is only the 4th in league history, interestingly enough. This one skied up toward left field. Zane Phillips camps out under it, and there's 2 away. That one was hit a mile high, too. Caught on radar at Payne Field. Holy cow. So 2 away for Aaron Schofield. Eddie Brown looking to put the finishing touches on a Game 1 win. One that seemed to be relatively pedestrian for the Cyclones for the first 2.5 innings, but the Aces have certainly refused to go quietly in this one. Schofield ahead 2-0 as he chops it foul back toward the dugout tent area. 2 balls, 1 strike from Brown. Healthy cut, took him all the way to a knee. A la Adrian Beltre in there for strike 2. You know it's a good cut when you see a guy drop down to a knee. You don't see it all that often, though. 2-2 from Brown, inside, and the count is full. Aces looking to stay alive, still needing 4 runs to tie this ball game. Payoff pitch. Pushed back up toward Brown, back down to both of his knees, and he delivers to first. A fantastic play from Eddie Brown. Got down like a hockey goalie and makes the throw to first to wrap up a Game 1 victory. A 4 spot in the 3rd, enough to get it done for the Central Cyclones. Here in Game 1, Eddie Brown, your winning pitcher. Moses Valdez, the losing pitcher. We'll take a break and be back for Game 2 and a post-game interview. Back here in the Pacific Northwest, where Robert is with our winning pitcher from Game 1, Eddie Brown.
All right, Eddie, tell me about that first home run right over the fence. You guys kind of had a mixed reaction as we did in the booth. Surprise there.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was going over some things in BP, kind of found something. It was nice to finally get that first home run off my back. And, yeah, so it was a couple guys were just walking back from their at bat, and they missed it. And so I didn't really get much enthusiasm. But, no, it was good to get that off my back.
Yeah, it felt like it just almost hit off. The reaction was kind of it was just surprising.
Yeah, exactly. There was just crickets. I'm like, that's gone, right? Yeah.
Tell me about what it's like in this weather. I know you guys are in the shade, but the hot weather does have an effect compared to some of the lower weathers now that we're in the summer of rain and fog and cloudiness.
Yeah, today's super hot. I'm soaked in sweat. Definitely that last inning, definitely hard getting a grip on the ball. So that's been difficult. But, yeah, just trying to throw strikes and, yeah, get some wins.
All right, well, good luck for Game 2 and 3.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye.
So we'll take a look at the lineups ahead of this second game. Looking pretty similar. Jace Pratt back on the bump for the Aces, who are the visiting team in this second game. It'll be Aaron Schofield leading off, playing third. Pratt batting second. On the hill, Moses Valdez batting third, playing second. And Dylan Carroll back over at first. And for the Cyclones, they go back to Eddie Brown. Zane Phillips leading off, playing third, manning the hot corner. Eddie Brown on the hill bats second. Steven Wilson bats third, plays second, and Greg Nissen plays first and bats cleanup. So nothing too different from what we just saw in Game 1, and we'll see if Brown can back up his dominant performance from the opener here in a spot where the Cyclones can look for a series victory. So they've already moved up to 9-7 on the season with an opportunity to continue pushing toward the postseason, as we've said, officially into the second half of this campaign. This is week 6 out of 10. And Neil, as you said, Eddie Brown, most certainly a formidable challenger for that Rookie of the Year award. And more than likely the front runner, especially after a performance like that. So Brown getting his warm-up pitches in here. And, of course, the all-rookie right side of the infield with Wilson at second and Nissen at first. So we get ready to get back underway here in Game 2 of this 3-game series. Cyclones looking to wrap the series up. Aces looking to force a rubber match. This will be Aaron Schofield to lead us off here in Game 2. Average up to 351 on the year, 6 homers and 57 at-bats, 20 hits, 23 runs, 22 runs batted in, 12 free passes. Schofield taking a hold of his bat and getting ready to step in here. One big deep breath, 2 taps of the stick, and the first pitch from Brown gave him that chin music to start stuff off. 1-0 pitch here. Misses high. Of course, no pitch calm, anything like that here at the wiffle ball level, but that's pushed out toward left field and into Club 65. Jack Playhouse with a nice grab out in the club. Aaron Schofield leaves the yard and gets us going quickly here in Game 2.
I mean, what a beautiful home run to start the game off, and definitely a change of pace that the Atlantic Aces need here, starting this game off 1 run up. It's going to be quite a bit of a change from last game where they were only able to put runs on the board in that bottom of the third. Moses Valdez will now step in.
First pitch into Valdez for a strike. As halfway around he goes there, but it's at 61, so no pitch. This time takes high for a ball. 1-1 pitch pulled over toward the left side, off the hands of Phillips, comes up throwing, but it gets by. And in safely is Moses Valdez with a base hit single.
Yeah, Zane Phillips just isn't quite able to fully grab the ball as it bounces along those routes along the third baseline. He's able to have a decent throw over to Greg Nissen, but not fully able to get there in time before Valdez gets across.
So Jace Pratt steps in now. First pitch on the way to him is punched over toward first base. Nissen gets there, changes levels, makes a nice play, throw to second, where Valdez is camped out, but he gets back just in time. So Valdez goes to second, one away now here in the top of the first for Dylan Carroll. Carroll looking to continue building on a quick 1-0 lead. That'll miss inside. One pitch on the way, just dropped out. Saw the homer on the first at bat of the ball game. That one runs off the hands. It's 3-1. Hitters count, misses outside, ball 4. And it's 2-on as the lineup flips for Aaron Schofield.
He's able to have a beautiful home run just into Club 65 at his first at bat in this game. 2 runners on first and second now. See what Schofield's able to come up with.
Homer on the first at bat of the second game. You know, I was telling you last week that I was calling baseball down at the University of Kansas this year. We hit a homer our first at bat of the season down in Texas. So that was pretty awesome as Schofield takes a strike. It's a sign of good things to come. Then we'll see if Schofield's homer is a sign of good things to come here in Game 2 for the Aces, who are looking to force a rubber match after the Cyclones took Game 1. 2-1 from Brown just misses.
And a win in this game would be very big for the Aces. We're talking about at the top of the show. Eddie Brown only has 2 games of eligibility. Did that tag the top of the zone?
That did. That was a fantastic pitch. Now the payoff from Brown. Got him at 60 on the dot. That's how you bounce back if you're Eddie Brown. 2 away for Moses Valdez. Ace is still leading this one 1-0.
First ball will be low for Moses Valdez.
As he takes ball 2 outside. Think we could get away with calling Eddie Brown Downtown Eddie Brown? Would that be a good nickname?
Sounds pretty good.
3-0. There's a college baseball player a few years ago for University of Texas. His name was Porter Brown, and everybody called him Downtown Porter Brown. So I feel like that's a gimme nickname if your last name rhymes with something, just to throw it out there.
Thanks, definitely earned the title in this game with double home runs.
Yeah, most certainly.
Almost got to the no-hitter on the mound.
Works a 3-0 here to Valdez and gets a strike across. 2 outs here at the top of the first. Brown a couple pitches away from getting out of this one. This one popped up towards center field. Nissen calls everybody off. Finn makes the play for the 3rd out. Aces get 1 off the bat of Aaron Schofield, but nothing more. First ups for the Cyclones on the way. Back to it here in the bottom of the first. Zane Phillips set to lead us off, and we'll see if he can respond in kind after Aaron Schofield tagged one to start this ball game off. First pitch in from Pratt. Popped up left field, ton of air under it at the wall. He's gonna leave the yard. Zane Phillips does just that. Ties this game with a ball hit a mile high.
And what a way to strike back. Opening home runs for both teams in this game too. And even the series at 1 run apiece. We'll see what Pratt's able to convert. Eddie Brown, 2 runners to get on base, but is able to close it up from there.
Homer number 6 on the year, number 1 on the day, and it makes way for Eddie Brown, who takes the ball up high. Aggressive swing there, can't tag 56 and resets himself. So suddenly all back to even here in game 2 as Brown watches ball 2. Leadoff homers on both sides as that's fouled into the bushes. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Eddie Brown. Tons of break on that one. Holy cow, in for strike 3. And it froze Brown on the high inside corner. So 1 down for Steven Wilson, and we'll see if he can push the Cyclones out front. Wears a ball off that front shoulder to open up the at-bat. That'll just miss outside for ball 2. Wilson and Nissen, the 2 rookies rounding out the order. Wilson jumps ahead 3-0. Of course, you're looking to get someone aboard so you can turn the lineup back over to Phillips. This one punched out to center field. There's the first of the career. Steven Wilson leaves the yard. And the Cyclones bounce back. It's 2-1. That was a missile out to center field. Way to tag one for your first career homer. We'll see if they send someone out there to get that wiffle ball back for him.
I think Steven Wilson has been very impressive for me so far in this game, both batting-wise and defense-wise. Just has the instinct for a great player here in the AWA.
Nissen swings at the first pitch, chops it back to Pratt, who makes the play easily for the second out. But all of a sudden, the Central Cyclones, a pair of runs put them ahead with 2 down here in the first for Zane Phillips, who already has 1 homer in this second ball game. Pratt swung at the first pitch last time. We'll see what he's got here. Leaves it inside for ball 1. This one popped way high again. Pratt looking for it, can't see it, but finally gets an eye on it and makes the play. It looks like they'll say speed check here, so we'll try that one again.
It didn't quite catch the velo on that one. I was too busy looking at the ball sky high in the air.
Pulled left side, Schofield up firing. And a nice extension from Carroll for the 3rd and final out, but a pair of homers, including the first of the career for Steven Wilson, give the Cyclones the lead as we head to the second. 2-1 your score. Back to it here in the second. Chase Pratt steps in and takes a strike to open up this at bat. This one pushed left side into the far part of the ballpark, out toward the 105 sign in left center field. Deepest part of the park on a frozen rope for a leadoff single. So brings in Dylan Carroll, and all of a sudden the tying run sits on first. And this could be shaping up for a real home run derby here in game 2. First pitch in at 59 for a strike.
Yeah, I mean, something must have happened in between games, because all of a sudden we're having a ton of connections going quite far into the field.
Carroll pops it up. In on it comes Brown, looks Pratt back to first.
And that ball will go in the opposite direction. Instead of going long-wise, it'll go high-wise. Don't know if that's a word, but...
Out, not up.
Yeah.
Would be horizontal, not vertical if you're looking at it on an axis. First pitch into Schofield for a strike. Don't ask me, I'm a journalism student for a reason. Because I don't have to take math classes. That stays low on Schofield and moves the count 1-1. That'll miss as well. Let me ask you, first year college in the books as well. Do you have to take any math this year?
I did not have to take any math. I don't
go.
believe I will have to take math because I'm a social science major, so...
2-1 in for a strike on the high outside corner. I took one math class my freshman year. It was Personal Finance 101.
Well, I guess I did take Economics 101. Don't know if that counts as a math class or some light math, but...
Payoff pitch from Brown. Misses outside. And a one-out walk. It's 2 aboard for Moses Valdez. Yeah, I took one math class, took one science class. Everything else has been journalism, really, which is great.
Yeah, I had to take a science class this last semester. It's like a requirement for graduation.
I took a geography class. That was my that was my science of choosing. So one down here for Moses Valdez, who takes up and in for a ball. Tying run on second, go-ahead run on first. We're here at the top of the second. Valdez offered at it. Did not go all the way around. It's 2-0. Rock and deal here for Brown in at 60 for a strike. In search of a big second out here. As the Cyclones try to strand a pair of runners, that one will miss downstairs. It's a hitter's count to Valdez. (3-1) now, in for a strike on the high outside corner.
And what a pitch that was. I did not think that was going to make a connection, and then when it did, I was quite surprised.
Just broke back in at the last second.
Brown has seemed to find his groove again here in the second inning.
Payoff pitch, grounded left side, and Pratt will be tagged out. A nice play from Zane Phillips, head on a swivel to whip around and make the second out.
Nice heads-up play from Zane Phillips there, able to do what kind of plagued the Aces in their first game, able to get the leading runner out. I believe the Aces allowed 2 runs to making that mistake.
So a crucial spot here is Pratt, who was tagged out, now steps in to take some hacks. 1 for 2 on the day here in game 2. Swings at the first pitch, grounds it just foul. Stayed fair for a while, but just rolls to the right of that white line at the last second. Still very few clouds in the sky. Beautiful evening here in the PNW as the 0-1 into Pratt misses up and out. 41 pitches across here for Eddie Brown. Certainly a great night for wiffle ball. So that's a healthy cut, but it comes in at 62. 2-1 Cyclones your score. Top of the second, 2 down. This one pushed out to center field and gone. Jace Pratt leaves the yard and sends the bat back toward us. How about that? A 3-run bomb. And the Aces scorch back out in front. It's 4-2.
Yeah, Jace Pratt was able to have quite a few pivotal hits here on the offensive side. I believe after his last single was talking to his teammates about how he hadn't been able to find a home run yet despite quite a few connections, and was able to get one here. Puts the Aces into the lead in this game.
And that was a rocket out to center field. You can see on the replay how close that bat got to us back here as Dylan Carroll takes a ball. You know, when you go to a major league game, you'll see the stickers on the seats that say, please beware of flying bats and balls. Be prepared for that sort of thing. Didn't expect to see a bat back here on a lovely Monday night, as that's a healthy hack from Carroll, but he falls behind 1 and 2.
I believe in the roof protecting us.
Yeah, that's probably pretty helpful. Carroll holds off. Count runs square. 2-2 pitch in from Brown, misses outside, and the count is full. So a 3 spot already across as that drops in for strike 3, freezes Carroll. And we go to the bottom of the second, but a 3-run homer off the bat of Jace Pratt gives the Atlantic Aces a 4-2 lead. Now we'll see if Pratt can defend it. We head to the bottom of the second.
Who's up there? Eddie. Oh yeah, Zane was last night.
Bottom of the second on the way for you. Eddie Brown goes to work and swings on the first pitch, pops it up. Pratt coming in, but he can't get there in time. It'll just go down as a foul too. Brown 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Cyclones searching for a pair of runs here at the bottom of the second inning.
If we're looking at patterns, who's likely to get there? Been 2 runs in each half inning so far.
That'll miss high for ball 1. This one pulled left side, and that's going to get one back. Eddie Brown. Maybe we should call him downtown Eddie Brown because he leaves the yard again, and it's a 1-run ball game. Really racking up the homers here in game 2.
I believe that's Eddie Brown's 3rd home run of the night and 3rd of his career in the AWA. It is his rookie season, sends that one flying over Club 65. Like you said, bringing the Cyclones within 1 run. Still 3 outs to work with, as that was the leadoff batter this inning.
Now we'll see a pitching change as Moses Valdez steps in on the bump. Pitched a little bit in game 1, so they're going with an interesting strategy here, the Aces are. They've been breaking up both of these games as to preserve, in theory, as much eligibility out of their 2 pitchers as possible. 6 innings in a series is your maximum, so you can throw 2 full games if you are the, no pun intended here, the ace. Valdez has 2 under his belt. Now Pratt has 2 under his belt. So in theory, Valdez could go the rest of the way. He could close out this ball game and then pitch all of game 3, except for 1 inning. He would have to come out with 1 inning to spare. So we'll see what the Aces choose to do here. An interesting opportunity here. Leading 4-3. You go to your usual number 1 to try and wrap this up.
I think the Aces of any team in the AWA have been most willing to play around with their pitchers. I feel like they see Valdez and Pratt on a very similar level pitching-wise. Have played around with starting Pratt even in game 1 multiple times, but gonna put Valdez back in here after losing that home run to Eddie Brown. Steven Wilson now at bat.
Chops the first pitch over to Valdez to Steven Wilson, and that's how you get a quick first out. Aces trying to protect this 1-run lead. Cyclones trying to put them in a spot where they need to score in the 3rd. Little check swing, and excuse me swing, just rolls into fair territory, and Nissen grounds out quickly. Back-to-back outs. Zane Phillips steps in 1 for 2 with the 1st inning homer. 4-3 ball game, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. That misses inside for ball 1.
At 70.
That's going to be off the end of the bat, but it comes in at 67. 1-0 pitch. Comes in at 62, but misses in the dirt for ball 2. Nobody aboard. Yep. 2 balls, no strikes. So that'll miss outside ball 3, and nobody aboard here. Phillips trying to get himself on. He'll do just that on a 4-pitch walk, and now all of a sudden a guy on an absolute heater steps in, Eddie Brown. 2 homers in game 1, 1 here in game 2. the first 3 of his AWA career as the rookie just continues to add on to a sparkling Rookie of the Year campaign.
I think Valdez was able to come in and build quite a bit of momentum, getting those 2 easy outs, but actually in that last at-bat with Zane Phillips, I don't believe threw a pitch that was under the 60-mile-an-hour velocity cap.
So he goes to work here against Brown, who hacks the first pitch and just catches a piece of it at 60. Just missing out there. This one tapped at 57. 2 strikes on Brown now, needing to stay alive. That'll miss downstairs, ball 2. 2-2, same spot, same result, count full. Valdez trying to send this game to the 3rd. Payoff pitch, upstairs, ball 4. 2 on for Steven Wilson, who already drilled his first career homer back in the 1st inning. Primetime opportunity to give the Cyclones the lead. Tying run sits on 2nd, go ahead is on 1st. Got to do it against one of the best in the business in Moses Valdez. First pitch on the way. And it's 60 on the dot for a strike. 0-1, misses inside. Only 14 pitches through this inning of work for Moses Valdez, as that's chopped foul at 58. Wilson falls behind 1-2. He was just underneath it. This one pushed right side. Carroll goes back. He can't make the play. A 3-run bomb for Steven Wilson, who leaves the yard and gives the Cyclones the lead. And how about that for an AWA debut? 2nd career game, 2nd career homer. And the Cyclones are suddenly 3 outs away from a series win.
And normally it's Zane Phillips on this Central Cyclones roster that you're the most afraid of, but it's actually been Eddie Brown and the newcomer Steven Wilson who've really been getting active on the offensive side. It's going to be 3 balls in a row for Greg Nissen.
A 4-pitch walk to Nissen here, and what's so interesting about this is, you know, if you have guys that are debuting and they're swinging the bat like this, can you imagine how good this Cyclones team is going to be when everyone is clicking? Because like you said, it's usually Zane Phillips spearheading this offense, but if Phillips can swing the bat the way he has been, and if Brown, Wilson, Max Melendez can swing it like that too, this team just gets all the more scary. It's a speed check at 66 is in to open this at bat. We talked earlier about how this Cyclones team was kind of mired down toward the bottom of the league last year, but you know, they showed flashes. They're really capitalizing on it this season, really building on everything. 2-1 to Phillips is pushed foul out of play off the roof.
Yeah, and last season they really struggled finding a pitcher that was consistent. Max Melendez struggled quite a bit throughout the season. They started to pull it back a little bit with the addition of David Gibbons at the end of last season, but now with the introduction of Eddie Brown, this team has really come together, so that's going to be a hard hit ball down the middle. Pratt's going to have to chase it around the tree. It's going to allow Nissen to get to 3rd, but Phillips will actually take 2nd as well. It's going to be quite an active play here from the Cyclones. Aggressive base running on all sides and able to get runners on 2nd, 3rd. Prime scoring position.
And it was very nice heads-up base running. It was a little bit of, you know, kind of lackadaisical collection there from the Aces as Brown pulls it foul. That allowed Phillips to go to 2nd. So now Eddie Brown can really blow this game open. Rip toward Pratt, but caught on a line for the 3rd out. But not before a 4 spot in the 2nd gives the Cyclones a 6-4 lead. And Eddie Brown is 3 outs away from wrapping up a series victory.
Who's up there?
So it'll be Aaron Schofield to lead us off. 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Aces, who were chasing a pair of runs. First pitch in at 59, waved at for a strike. Cyclones looking to take this second game and take this series. Coming off a week 6 where they went 1 and 2 against the Nighthawks. Ground ball left side, Phillips there, comes up throwing over to Nissen for an easy first out. As they go third to first, a 5-3 put out. And it makes way for Moses Valdez. Who's going to be the hero for the Atlantic Aces? Would be Valdez. First pitch grounded back toward Phillips. Busy man over there at the hot corner. Goes 5-3 again. For a rapid second out, only 3 pitches across. And there's 2 down.
Very similar plays there back to back to put the Cyclones 1 out away from winning this series.
First pitch to Jace Pratt misses upstairs at 57. What a day it's been here in game 2 for Steven Wilson. A pair of homers, including, if Eddie Brown can cap this off, the eventual game winner. Pratt takes ball 3. Not out of the woods just yet, as that'll be a speed check at 61. So not out of the woods just yet is Eddie Brown. Should Pratt get on, Dylan Carroll will step in, representing the tying run. The chance to bring this game square and force the Cyclones to at least take a few more cuts. 3-0 finds the zone at 60 flat. Now the hitters count 3-1. Swung on at 47. Pratt went golfing for it. Looked like he was using his driver right there, but he can't connect. Now the payoff. Outside, ball 4. So Brown got back into the at-bat, forced it full. But Pratt takes a walk on down to first, and Dylan Carroll will now represent the tying run. Go-ahead run sits on deck in the form of Aaron Schofield. First pitch to Carroll. Inside, ball 1. The key for Brown here is just going to be maintaining his pace, maintaining his order of operation here in the third, not getting in too much hot water. 2-0 pitch misses high, and suddenly Carroll's ahead 3-0. Can Brown work back into it? Misses upstairs, ball 4, and the tying run walks on down to first. Ball in Aaron Schofield's court here with a chance to tie this game once again. What has been a back and forth, topsy-turvy game 2. 1 in the first from the Aces off the bat of Schofield, who hit a leadoff homer. Then 2 in the bottom of the frame from the Cyclones, 3 in the top of the second. Schofield takes a speed check to open up. 3 in the top of the second for the Aces, 4 in the bottom of the frame for the Cyclones. Big hack at 60 right there. Be the first scoreless half inning either team has spun here in game 2 as Schofield falls behind 0-2. Eddie Brown trying to pitch out of a jam here. Kicks and deals and misses behind Schofield. Tried for a real aggressive breaker, couldn't quite get it. Now the 1-2. Speed check stays alive. We'll try again in a 1-2. Just missed downstairs and we're all square. Eddie Brown trying to hand the Cyclones a series victory before even needing a rubber match.
Yeah, what's the count?
2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuce is wild here. In a 2-run ball game, Deuce is super wild. The rockin' fire pulled left side, stepping on the bag is Phillips, and it's a series W for the Central Cyclones. A 4 spot in the second pushes the home team here in game 2 ahead and hands the Cyclones a series win before we even need game 3. We'll take a break and be back with a post-game interview. I can only assume it'll be with Steven Wilson.
Where'd my ump go? Zane, you want to just pretend to be my dad? Oh, all right.
Back here, and just as we suspected, Robert's got himself a post-game interview with Steven Wilson.
All right, Steven, talk about the debut here.
I mean, it's been great so far. Like, I got called 3 hours ago to come out and play for these guys, and honestly, playing against my coaches, I was just like, all right, just go out there, have fun, just trying to do my best out here.
What's the strategy like for you coming in like this? Because there's no training, you're just going out and balling.
I mean, been playing wiffle ball my whole life, but, nothing like this. Strategy-wise, calm down the nerves, just put the bat on the ball.
Yep, pretty simple as that. Good luck in game 3. Thank you. Back to booth, guys.
So look at the lineups before this third and final game. The Aces back as the visiting team. Aaron Schofield will lead off and play third. Jace Pratt back on the hill will hit second. Moses Valdez bats third, plays second, and Dylan Carroll hits in the cleanup spot and plays first base. And for the Cyclones, same lineup. Zane Phillips over at third will lead off. Eddie Brown taking over at first base will bat second. Steven Wilson bats third, plays second, and Greg Nissen on the hill making his pitching debut will bat cleanup as we get ready to go to work here. First pitch into Phillips. As that'll miss upstairs, 2-0. Rock and deal here from Pratt, misses outside once again. As a 4-pitch leadoff walk to Zane Phillips gets us going. So Zane Phillips takes a free pass as we open up this third and final game of the series. Cyclones looking for a sweep. Already a couple wins across. Ace is looking to just salvage the series. So they've dropped to 7-10 on the year. First pitch on the way to Brown. Outside for ball 1. Pratt searching for command early. Finds a strike here at 58. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out here. Top of the first inning. So that'll just miss high on the inside corner. Now the 2-1. Just dropped out and went off that foam base of the strike zone. It's like a pool noodle down there. 2-1. Tapped foul, and it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes now. Brown looking to stay alive and build on the leadoff walk. 2-2. Inside ball. I must have the count wrong. That's ball 4. My apologies there, folks.
We had some issues with the lineup orders and such, so.
It happens.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. So it's 2 on, nobody out for Steven Wilson. We'll see if he can continue his heater on debut. First pitch in, misses for a ball. So 2-0 now here to Wilson. As that'll miss as well, it's 3-0. 11 balls in his first 13 pitches for Jace Pratt. As he finds the zone here. No, it's always really cool with baseball debuts where you'll have the broadcasters go into the stands, interview the family. I remember seeing, I believe it was Jason Dominguez hit a homer in one of his first games a few years ago, and I think they were talking to his parents while he was doing it. It's a game on ESPN. 3-1 misses outside, and another free pass loads the bases for Greg Nissen. So 3 straight walks to open this up. Jace Pratt floundering on the hill a little. We'll see if they go to Valdez at all, only through the 1 inning. So in theory, he could throw all 3 here in this third and final game. First pitch to Nissen is in for a strike. So that'll miss outside. Still scoreless here at the top of the first, but bases loaded with nobody out for the Central Cyclones. 1-1 pitch. Stays inside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. In at 56, and Nissen was taking all the way. Now the 2-2, Pratt searching for the first out. This one tapped foul. Nice job of staying alive there for Nissen. 2-2 once again. Cut on, lost the bat at 48, goes down swinging. And there's 1 away. You don't see that every day. It's the second time in this series we've had to look out for a bat back here. Holy cow.
Zane Phillips will now come in. Don't believe has had a home run in this series yet, but still looking for that first. Let's look at bases loaded, though. Large RBI opportunity, even if he doesn't score the home run.
This is a prime opportunity to drive some in, is he? So we'll call it a ball. They said he did not go around. This one pumped down towards center field on a line. Valdez makes the play at second. Tag applied. Coming home is Brown. And it'll be home in time to get him. A weird play right there. As it looks like what must have happened was the ball was mishandled at second. Tag was applied as Wilson rounded and headed to third. So a run will score here. The run that was Zane Phillips, being represented by Greg Nissen, will score. But it's a double play to end the inning. So bit of a funky one there. So we'll have to figure out how to score this. Actually seemed relatively easy. It'll go down as a single. So an RBI single for Zane Phillips. Scores the run from third, but then a tag applied, 2 tags applied in theory, because it was the tag applied going from second to third that was Steven Wilson, and a second tag that would have occurred had there been a catcher behind home plate. It was just that the throw got there in time, so we treat that as if it's, you know, a play at the plate, a tag at the plate. That's how it'll go down. So we head to the bottom of the first, as Greg Nissen will make his debut on the hill for the Central Cyclones, and he'll be pitching with a 1-0 cushion after, of course, what is a game without some sort of, you know, funky play, funky scoring. You got to have it. So Schofield will lead us off. Pratt will bat second. Schofield, the third baseman here in this third and final game, will lead us off. 344 average on the year, 7 homers, including 1 back in the first inning of game 2. Part of his 21 hits on the year. So Nissen will step in, go to work. First pitch on the way, and it's chopped out over toward Phillips, who has to charge at it in a nice play over at first. Getting up there was Eddie Brown, full extension, to apply the tag and make the play for the first out.
Yeah, Brown and Nissen have swapped places. Now Brown at first base is able to make that connection play. We've seen Nissen complete a couple times this series so far. That ball's going to miss high outside.
So Valdez ahead 2-0 quickly. So he looks to get himself aboard. Wears that one off the abdomen, and he'll wear that one off the lower back. So back-to-back, that run in on Moses Valdez, and he'll take a walk. So 1 on, 1 gone for Jace Pratt now. And he'll look to keep the Aces in business here in the bottom of this first inning. 1 run on 1 hit in the top of the first for the Cyclones. They leave 1 runner aboard after that funky double play that ended the inning. First pitch to Pratt misses outside for ball 1. Schofield came out aggressively in the bottom of the frame. Swung at that first pitch and rolled over on it, but since then Nissen's struggling to find this zone, as he induces a swing and miss there on Pratt. 56 says the radar, so it's all good. So that just misses outside, ball 3. 1 down, bottom of this first inning. As that's cut on and missed, and the count goes full 3-2. Pratt looking to unload on one. The payoff pitch sent out to center field. He does just that. Jace Pratt, a 2-run bomb, leaves the yard and gives the Aces a 2-1 lead.
There's another, I believe, Jace Pratt's second home run this afternoon, or this evening. And bring the Aces up a run in this series. It's been quite active, really keeping the Aces in this series across all 3 games. Bring them to the lead now. Dylan Carroll will now step in.
And after a relatively small ball week last week between the Cyclones and the Nighthawks, the baseball is really flying, or the wiffle ball, I should say, is really flying out of the yard this week. It's Dylan Carroll now, wearing the first pitch up and in for a ball. His Teach Me How to Dougie is his walk-up song. That'll miss up and out. Shout out John Wall.
Bit of a gust of wind to the left there. We could
Yeah,
blame that for the pitch.
Outside, it's 3-0. So Carroll works a walk on 4 pitches, and the lineup flips for Aaron Schofield.
I mean, as you were saying, quite a few more home runs there are this series than in the Cyclones last Wednesday. I believe, though, if you were to pick a matchup in the AWA that would garner the most home runs, it would be these two teams. At least historically speaking, that ball missed behind Schofield for ball 1.
As he wears that one off the front shoulder. And actually a relatively wise play on that first ball, that first pitch he took, as he rips this one out towards center field. Knocked down by Wilson. And everybody's going to be safe on a base hit single. It was a close play over there at second. Wilson knocked it down and tried to beat Carroll to the bag. But Dylan Carroll just sneaking a foot in there in time.
Yeah, looked to have a couple chances to secure an out there, but it's not able to come away with any of them, as runners will now be on first and second for Valdez.
First pitch to Pratt misses inside, taken for ball 1. So that finds the zone, but it's at 61. It'll be a speed check. Inside ball 2 at 59. And yeah, like we said, lots of small ball last week. But this week, the offenses have really kicked into high gear. 2-0 to Valdez, leaves inside ball 3. Now the rockin' fire misses outside, loads him up again for Jace Pratt, who's already got 1 homer under his belt. Can he do it again?
On the other side, Nissen still seems to be dialing in his pitches, making his both AWA debut in general, but also his pitching debut here. Seems to be finding the body of the batter quite a bit. Not quite the zone as much.
Yeah, certainly not missing by much is Greg Nissen. As it's a battle of the pitchers here. First pitch to Pratt misses outside. Ball 1, and this one really shaping up to be a big-time showdown on offense. Both pitchers have really struggled to find the zone, as that's popped up foul. Only the 6th strike thrown by Nissen, and Pratt, of his 23 pitches, only threw 8 strikes. They'll leave that inside. It's shaping up to be a good old-fashioned college baseball midweek, you might call it. A lot of runs, not a lot of pitching, as that finds the zone for strike 2, and the count runs full. Payoff pitch. Where's it, ball 4? And that's how you played another run. Whatever you need to get the job done brings Dylan Carroll home. And it's 3-1 aces here in the bottom of this first inning, as Carroll now gets a chance to continue adding on to this lead.
But we called it out beginning of this series that with the 2 substitutions coming in here with the Cyclones, 2 players making their debut, after they get past Eddie Brown's eligibility, what would the pitching look like? And it's going to be another ball hit to the back of the park by Dylan Carroll, but we caught by Zane Phillips. Everyone will hold their place. It's only going to be the second out in this inning, though, as the Aces have already crawled up to a 2-run lead at 3-1.
And a wise play there from Schofield, who thought about tagging and trying to score. But Phillips has an 80-grade arm out there in center field, so smart to hold up. So the lineup turns for him again, 1 for 2 on the afternoon. As he leaves that one behind him. He's doing a nice job of pulling the bat back in on these pitches behind him, because every once in a while that can catch the bat and go down as a foul ball. This one in for a strike. Nissen missing outside. Just past the bottom of the 7 o'clock hour here in the PNW. Huge cut right there from Schofield, but he can't connect with 60. And it's 2-2. Now the rockin' fire. Just a bit outside, tried the quarter and missed. Might be the greatest baseball movie of all time, Major League. So count full, 3-2. Nissen deals and misses inside for another walk, and it's 4-1 Aces. Station to station they go. Everybody just trying to get the job done. And suddenly the Aces are a run away from hitting the run cap here in this first inning. Nissen's first pitch to Valdez misses inside once again. Any sort of run scoring here with 2 outs would take us to that run limit. As Valdez wanted to make it a grand slam and make this 8-1. Can't connect. Now the kick and deal, just missing outside, ball 2. Nearing 40 total pitches is Greg Nissen as he fires a ball in there, and it's 3-1. Deals ball 4. That's going to bring home a run, and that's going to send us to the second. A 5 spot hits the run cap.
It's 6. It's 6. Don't roll me in my
My apologies, I've been corrected. It's 6 runs. Was it 5 last year?
Honestly, don't remember 100%. I think it might have been 6.
Jumping for joy, thinking I was going to hit bases loaded.
So we'll try it again here at the bases loaded. My apologies, as that is a 6-run cap. So Jace Pratt is going to get to swing it with the bases loaded, and he's going to wear a ball to open this up.
I had recalled that the maximum possible runs was 9 with the grand slam.
This one popped up left side. Underneath it is Phillips, and he makes the play for the 3rd and final out. Pratt said he was jumping for joy, getting a chance with the bases loaded, but he can't capitalize on it. We head to the second. 5-1 Aces, your score.
Eddie.
Top of the second on tap for you. Eddie Brown to lead us off. Still looking for his first at bat of the day, technically. He did walk in his first plate appearance as he swings on the first pitch and just hooks it inside the line. Eddie Brown leaves the yard again, living up to the nickname on a ball that I thought was going to hook foul, and it curved back fair at the very last second.
Yeah, the area over Club 65 seems to be a really hot target of our batters today. Quite a few home runs heading over there. A couple heading over the top of the club. Aaron Schofield had one that landed on the inside, but we'll start the Cyclones off with a good run this inning. Bring the difference down to 3. 5-2 is the score.
And like you said, it's been a real derby for everybody hitting over Club 65. I mean, if you're thinking about it this way, if Julio Rodriguez in center field at T-Mobile where the Mariners play is the no-fly zone, then left field here right now is the yes-fly zone. Big cut from Wilson, but he can't connect. Pratt gets one back. It's 2-1. That'll drop in for a strike. And we saw Wilson warming the bullpen. So the Cyclones could be opting to go with him for the second inning and beyond, as that misses outside and moves the count full 3-2. You have to assume it'll depend on what all they can do here, as Wilson holds off on ball 4 and tags himself a second free pass here in this 3rd and final game. So Nissen 0 for 1 here in game 3. Looking to keep this rally going in the top of the second. Already a run across. And another sits on first. Tying run sits on deck as Nissen grounds this one over towards Schofield. Nearly ate him up, but they get the force out over at second. Nissen in safely on what will go down as a fielder's choice.
Yeah, Carroll actually running from first base over to second, beats Wilson there. Gets the tag out. Ball fly almost over Zane Phillips' head for ball 1. catch it there at 50 for first strike on the board.
A nice pitch right there from Phillips, really trying, or from Pratt, trying to keep Phillips on his toes, as that's cut on and missed at 51, and he falls behind. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed at 57. Jace Pratt mixing Phillips up, and there's 2 down in the top of the second. Nissen on first, Brown comes to the dish, already a homer across just a moment ago, and 4 homers in this series. The first 4 of his career at that. Really lighten it up. As he pulls this one left side, gets away from Schofield, nobody home at first. Nissen rounds, he's gonna come home, no throw. Nissen comes home, Brown goes to third, and this heater of a series continues for Eddie Brown. And of course, ball out of play, Brown will take the automatic double. It moves Nissen to third.
I called it out on the last play with Carroll running over to second. Does it again on this play, leaves no one at first. Ball's then thrown past first, no one there to grab it. Allows both runners to advance a plate.
It makes way for Steven Wilson, who swings on the first pitch. And it makes sense to throw to first if you're Schofield. You know, it's kind of a natural instinct. But nobody home, and suddenly the tying run is at the plate. And that's another guy having himself quite a series. A couple of rookies swinging it well. I feel like I'm watching 2021 Akil Baddoo, who made his major league debut and just lit the world on fire. That misses, it's 3-1. 2019 Aristides Aquino. There's a deep cut. In for strike 2, and the count is full. Wilson looking to prolong this inning. Takes strike 3, Pratt froze him. Ties him up on a high outside heater, and we head to the bottom of the second. Cyclones get 1, but nothing more. 5-2 your score. So some defensive alignment changes for the Cyclones. Steven Wilson taking over on the hill, making his pitching debut for the Cyclones. Greg Nissen moves to first. Eddie Brown will shift over to second here for the bottom of the second inning. Aces trying to build on what is currently a 5-2 lead. It'll be 4-1-2 due up. Carroll, Schofield, and Valdez set to go to work. As I just got a text, we got a cycle in the big leagues. Pete Crow Armstrong hitting for the cycle for the Cubs. One of my buddies is a Cubs fan, and he's posting all about that. Very excited. So always something cool to see. I've seen one cycle live in my entire life. Yordan Alvarez against the Mariners 2 years ago, I think. First pitch into Dylan Carroll, and the first pitch of Steven Wilson's pitching career here in the AWA. Misses up and in for a ball. So this one skips just in front of home plate, and Carroll takes ball 2. As he pumps this one out toward right field, he's gonna leave the yard. Dylan Carroll, his second of the year, and it gets that run right back. It's 6-2. So just like the Cyclones did last week, the Aces trying to really boat race this third and final game.
You might have two, Jace.
He didn't hit one off.
No, you didn't.
First pitch to Schofield was a ball. Second will be just the same. 6-2 your score now. Aces leading and looking to salvage this third and final game. Slow grounder hit over toward Brown. Nice pick attempt from Nissen, but he can't quite haul it in. And Aaron Schofield gets himself aboard to continue the second inning. So it'll be first pitch into Valdez, taken for a ball. Gosh, who was it? There was somebody probably 10 years ago now for the Detroit Tigers who played all 9 positions in one game. I'll have to figure out who it was as Valdez takes ball 2. And I did get a note from our production team that Will Farrell did that in spring training. I don't think he caught, though. Pratt ahead, or Valdez ahead 3-0, takes ball 4. So 2 on, none gone for Jace Pratt. And he's got an opportunity to really extend this lead. He was giddy with delight in the first to hit with the bases loaded. As he leaves one inside for a ball here. 1-0 misses in the same spot. And yeah, I just got the word from the production team. Andrew Romine back in, it was 2016 or 17. 2017 is what they're telling me. All 9 positions in one game. That's a great YouTube video. 3-0 misses inside. It's a 4-pitch walk.
Bases now will be loaded though. Dylan Carroll coming in. Started this inning off with a home run.
Yeah, like you said, already one leaving the yard here in this frame for Dylan Carroll. We'll see if he can do it again. First pitch on the way, missing outside for ball 1. Big spot here for the cleanup man, Carroll. Leaves that one in a similar spot, 63. Wilson really reaching back for some velo here. That'll miss low at 56, and it's 3-0. Rock and deal here from Wilson. Cut on and missed at 51. Big time cut right there from Carroll. He was looking for that second homer of the inning. 3 balls, 1 strike. Pushed back toward us and fouled off. Count full quickly, 3-2. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the second. 6-2 Aces your score. 3-2. Up high, ball 4, and another walk. Keeps the bases loaded and plates a second run. 7-2 Aces your score. The Aces, as they've been, as both teams have really been, very selective with their pitching. Taking a lot of balls, just trying to win the 18 inches over the plate. First pitch to Schofield misses low for a ball. 17 balls, 4 strikes across for Wilson. Make it 5 as Schofield waves at 56. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the second inning, bases loaded. Schofield leaves it outside for ball 2. Prime time opportunity as he pulls it foul. Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Wilson deals a 2-2 and misses inside ball 3. And we'll need a quick restock here. Already really taxing on that arm for Steven Wilson. 25 pitches across in this, his first inning of work. And unfortunately for him, technically, as of now, his ERA and WHIP are both infinity. Full count. The count is full, 3-2 here. Big chance for Wilson to get his first out, but he leaves it upstairs, ball 4, and it plates another run. It's 8-2. It'll be Moses Valdez with an opportunity to take some cuts.
Aces up to 3 already in this inning. He's all coming off the back of walk-ins. Halfway already to that run cap, still being at the bottom of the second. He had 6 runs, but the aces at 11 if we were to reach him.
Valdez comes out swinging. He's through 4 plate appearances. He's yet to record an at-bat. He has walked 4 times already in this ball game. That'll miss low and outside for ball 1. Cut on and missed for strike 2 there, and Valdez balls behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Turned on toward left field, but just foul. Thought he had a grand slam, but it just hooks to the left of that fair foul pole.
One's got to hurt if you're Moses Valdez. Almost had it, just a couple feet to the left.
Now the 1-2 upstairs, ball 2, and it certainly does. You miss it by, the finest of margins. That'll miss low, ball 3. And Valdez doing a nice job of working his way back into this count after falling behind 1-2. Payoff pitch misses low, and a 7-pitch walk makes it 9-2.
Our 6-run rule puts us at 11. We got it.
So big spot here for Jace Pratt, 1 for 2 with a pair of walks. First pitch to him misses up and out for ball 1. Still nobody out. Here in the bottom of the second, 9-2 aces your score. Ground ball left side. Going home and making the play is Zane Phillips. They get the force, but nothing more. Bases stay loaded.
Oh, it did? Yeah.
And I'm being told by our replay review that it missed, so everybody's going to be safe, and it's going to plate another run. It's 10-2.
No, we had 5.
That's going to bring the aces to 5 runs in this inning. 10-2 the lead. At 12 runs, that would invoke a mercy rule. If
2 runs scored? Yeah. Now it's 10-2.
It was 9-2.
Oh, okay. So yeah, then that's the 6-run cap. Okay. So we're good? Yeah.
So a pair of runs come around to score. And that'll get us to the 6-run cap, and that will end the inning. So we go to the top of the third, 11-2 your score. And the Cyclones with a little bit of work to do to try and get back into this one. Jace Pratt will look to close it out. So it'll be Nissen, Phillips, and Brown here in the top of this third inning. Cyclones looking to scramble back into this one. They can rest easy knowing they've already won this series, but they'd love to at least piece together a few hits here, take some momentum. They'll get a little bit of time off, though. Much needed if you're the Central Cyclones, who are essentially playing a back-to-back. They've played 6 games in about 5 days. Nissen ahead 3-0 here, looking for a leadoff walk. As he taps that one foul and stays alive.
On the other side, if you're the Atlantic Aces, this performance in Game 3, I think could be really inspiring, getting back into kind of the form you expect out of them.
Payoff pitch misses downstairs.
It's kind of
Nissen does work that leadoff walk.
Style of strong batting combined with very solid pitching. They were unable to pull out wins in either Game 1 or Game 2 due to very strong performances from both Eddie Brown and newcomer Steven Wilson.
Yeah, sometimes it's just not your day, which was the case in those first couple games, but the Aces bouncing back to at least take a game out of this series as Phillips watches strike one to open this at bat. That one a little low off the base of the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike as that broke dead left and out of the zone. Healthy cut right there from Phillips, swinging out of his shoes right now. Trying to scratch a couple across potentially. Tags it foul, stays alive. 2-2 pitch from Pratt. Just missed outside, ball 3. Count full with nobody down. As it'll miss up high and back-to-back walks. Get something going here for the Cyclones in the third as Eddie Brown steps in, already 2 for 2 on the day with a homer and a ground rule double. Brown will briefly collect himself, now step in. 2 on, none gone here in the top of the third. 11-2 Aces your score in this third and final game as the shadows grow longer. They've engulfed much of the field outside of the AWA Wiffle sign in right center. Brown ahead in the count 2-0. Pops it up. Pratt comes over, nearly collides with Brown. Tough play. Nissen's going to move to third.
We're going to have to take a look at the replay.
Yeah, take a look at the replay here because Schofield couldn't quite catch it, but it looked like it bobbled out of his hands and caught Nissen on the foot. So we'll take a look at this real quick. This could be a double play. Certainly don't see this every day.
Call just stands. We couldn't get an angle that showed it clear.
So the call is going to stand. There's 1 out. First pitch in for a strike. This was a heads-up play by Nissen to tag and move to third. He more than likely would have been safe had Schofield caught the ball. But we had to take a look just because it did bounce out of the hand. That misses inside, ball 2. Tapped foul, and count runs even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pratt looking for the second out here, the rock and fire. Got him, but it was 61, so we'll speed check it.
Pratt going to be a little bit disappointed in himself for letting that be a 61 speed check, just 1 mph above what we allow.
Nissen sits on deck. He would represent that third out should Pratt navigate his way around Wilson. The 2-2 on the way. just missed. Whole heck of a lot of break on that. That was nasty out of the hand of Jace Pratt. But just missing.
Felt like there was a bit of anger in that pitch.
3-2 leaves it inside. It's ball 4, and that'll load him up. 1 out here in this 3rd inning. Bases loaded for Greg Nissen, and a big opportunity here to potentially pick up your first career homer.
What a homer it would be to really get the Cyclones back in the series after staying alive after that 3rd base call. I'll watch ball go outside for 60 for ball 1. 57 will go low. 2-0.
Pratt just trying to work his way out of this one, but misses high, ball 3. And deals a walk. That'll score a run. It's 11-3, so you just got to do it one at bat at a time.
And there's no run limit here in the 3rd inning, so Cyclones in theory could get up even to 15+ runs.
Almost certainly.
Don't feel like Pratt will really let them get that far, though. Zane Phillips stepping in. No home runs on the day. Not so characteristic of him normally. Ball 1 to go high. See if he's able to come up with something here.
Pratt, interestingly enough, really trying to just kind of nibble at the corners, which you don't see a lot of, especially in a spot like this. Big cut from Phillips, but he can't connect.
Yeah, moves away from the corners and straight into the center of the zone. Is able to get a swing out as well. 2-1, like you said. 1 down in this inning. Bases loaded. Cyclones still trail by 8. Game's not over, though. We've seen large comebacks here in the AWA, especially in this 3rd inning.
2 balls, 1 strike. Pratt comes home, and it's pushed out toward right field, hooking foul and up off the roof of the shed. Tried to go backside with it. Executed it pretty well, but it just pulls itself foul at the last possible second. Now the 2-2. Submarine style got him swinging. Dialed up the Tyler Rogers type offering right there.
And that's got to be a tough one for Zane Phillips. Almost gets that grand slam.
Yeah.
Ball moved like it was being pushed by the wind, but air's a little still out tonight. Don't know if you can really blame that. It's going to go straight to Aaron Schofield. It's going to tag second. That's going to end the game, end the series. It's 2-1 for the Central Cyclones. Ace is able to come away with Game 3, though, and a dominant 11-3 win.
They look good in that 3rd game. That's what they'll be looking for here in the back half of this season. A nice job of salvaging this 3rd and final game, but that'll wrap it up here in the PNW. 11-3 Aces win Game 3. 2-1 Cyclones take the series. Thank you all for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your Monday evening. Good night, everybody.